Greetings and
Hello,
welcome.
hello, one and all.
All in
Welcome to
one.
the depths of gaming.
Indeed, we are on episode 60. And
Yes.
E3 is at the time of we're doing this tomorrow, but it's the whole all of next week is going to be next week's show is going to be entirely disseminating E3, so we're not really going to talk about it today.
Yeah. That's basically topic for another video. I think I'm going to especially watch out for CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2070.
We're
But
going to be
aside from
talking
that,
about that a lot.
oh yeah,
If they show off what we're hoping they're going to show off, which is some kind of demo, we're going to be we're going to talk about that a lot because
well, technically they will, but it's going to be behind closed doors, and probably some NDA will be involved.
yeah, that's true. That's probably what's going to happen. We might get a screenshot. Who knows?
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
we'll see.
all the developers and publishers recently like to do these, um, how to call it, controlled leaks, where they leak some of the information about what they're going to do in order to build up hype. And CD Projekt Red is kind of subscribing to that method of advertising their product. So probably there's going to be leaks, but we're going to leave that for the future show.
Yes, because we've been excited about the Cyberpunk game for quite a while. We're fans of the original role playing game. We're fans of Maximum Mike Pondsmith, and that his crazy Shadowrun ripoff is getting its own time in the sun. It's going to be amazing.
Yes.
I mean, I say that, but I consider Cyberpunk 2020 to be a far better written game than Shadowrun.
Well, uh, it's
If we're
definitely
talking
different.
about playability,
Yeah.
like you can pull out the rule book for 2020, and even though it has that crazy web runner mini game, you
Hmm.
can at least make a character quite reliably.
Yeah, if you're not going to make a netrunner, you can make a pretty much a character very quickly, because it has a lot of tools that allow you to just roll at a random character.
Yes, I always like games like that.
Yeah, you want to be a transvestite Scotsman? If the dice allow it, you can be.
Even you. Uh, where Shadowrun, you have to hunt and peck throughout the whole fucking book. It's a pain in the ass.
Also, there's this element of consistency because Cyberpunk has no magic in it, right? Everything is done through technology and how it interacts with society. There is no
Yes.
supernatural element to it.
No, there is mysticism, but it's often explained with technology.
Yep, yep. I believe there are like ghosts of people who died in the Matrix.
Those are in
Like,
Shadowrun.
oh, really?
Yeah,
They do not exist in Cyberpunk.
electronic ghosts. Those are in
Mhm.
Shadowrun.
Oh, interesting.
Because the idea is if you get killed in the internet, or no, if your internet body dies and you're not able to make it back to your meat body, you might become a ghost
Oh, okay.
because your consciousness doesn't know where to go, and so it just gets scrambled and goes nuts.
I see. That makes sense.
Uh, On to what we're actually here to talk about. So, like we said, E3, we're talking about that next show. Don't be surprised because we're not really going to talk about it right now.
Yeah, we're not as high-profile journalists that would get E3 plus.
Let's face it. If you're coming to us for E3 information, then you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Then I hope that you have a nice trip.
Absolver is going to release the Minds of Adalia soon. It's the new zone, and they're going to have a fifth martial arts style that will be available, inspired by Bruce Lee. It's Jeet Kune Do, his personal style.
Ooh, fancy.
And so Jeet Kune Do is what everyone thinks of when they think Bruce Lee. It's the way he fought, and I haven't seen a lot of footage of that yet, but if it really is just Jeet Kune Do put in the game, it's gonna be really cool. It might make me pick it up again. I put down Absolver because you can play through the game very quickly.
I would imagine so. It's basically they have a short story to tell, and they have very cool mechanics. But once you explore the shallow depth of the game, because even though there is a large depth in terms of combat, a fight is a fight, right? It's nothing more than that.
To be fair, fighting in Absolver is fun.
Yeah, I'm sure that it's fun, but a fight is a fight. It's just one element of the game, even if it's very complex.
Well, that's true, and as a result, there's almost no story to be heard of, and the actual exploration of the game isn't very interesting.
Yeah.
Because despite the game being designed for tense kung fu fights, the levels clearly weren't. There's all sorts of shit you get trapped on and fall off of.
Is Absolver better than Overgrowth?
I haven't played Overgrowth, so I don't know.
I see. Okay.
I played the game that he made before that called like Lugamorph or whatever. It was essentially the same game, but it was the early one. That was really dark. That game is really fucking dark. But onto our actual news, past the death charges. Paradox is set to buy Harebrained Schemes, who they just worked with to produce BattleTech.
Oh, fancy that.
Which is the strategy game that's been picking up a lot of attention. I personally love that strategy games are finally what's getting released in bulk. Like we've been wanting that for a while.
Yeah, so there was a lot of role-playing games and a lot of shooters lately, and very few strategies, right? The biggest ones were probably the latest chapter of StarCraft, and that's about it.
Well, no, there's because we've had Stellaris, and that was a great 4X game.
The 4X game is different than strategy.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
How so?
Because strategy is you build a base, you spend like 40 minutes on a match, and then you're done.
No,
right? Stellaris, Stellaris, you have to play you have to reserve an entire day to play a match of Stellaris.
You're confusing strategy games with whatever the fuck StarCraft is. Like,
StarCraft is a strategy game.
Yes, but it's not the template for all strategy games.
Oh, of course not. It's not a template. However, it defines the genre.
Bullshit.
It's
okay. You just said
Civilization
it isn't, then
is
said
a
it is.
4X game. Civilization is a 4X game. 4X game is different than a strategy. Both are strategic. Yes. But they're different beasts.
Well, I'm not
When
entirely
I
sure.
think about strategy games, I think about StarCraft, I think about Command and Conquer, I think about Dune. I don't think about Civilization.
But they are strategy games.
Yes, but
Like
it's different.
you're confusing action strategy games with strategy games. Because strategy games is the umbrella. So
Okay.
so you have
There's
strategy
the
games.
RTS.
Then we go down and because you're talking about an action RTS.
There's a real-time strategy and there's the turn-based strategy.
And by the way, the sale was for $8 million. You son of a bitch. We look forward to more games coming out of the partnership between Harebrained Studios and Paradox. I'm not done with you about this. We're gonna have words.
Okay.
Because I think you're wrong.
I think that turn-based strategy games and real-time strategy games are two different beasts.
That I agree with.
But when I say strategy game,
when you say strategy games, you're talking about what they both of them are strategy games. However, they are definitely different subgenres because 4X game action RTS not the same thing. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Completely different beasts because they handle differently, but they are both strategy games.
Yes, I agree. Okay.
I'll 1v1 you IRL, bro. Phantom Doctrine E3 vid shows tactical espionage action, and so there is a trailer that I'm gonna have muted and kind of playing here. So the deal with this game is it's a Cold War thriller action RPG that is apparently made with the engine that they used to make XCOM, the Firaxis XCOM. Because something you're going to notice here, it looks like we jumped into Firaxis XCOM. I mean, now it's not a good indication. We're going to get to some shooting pretty soon here.
Mm-hmm.
This is all cinematic stuff. And so it looks like XCOM. You see the gun cam stuff, the character customization, the squad loadout screen. I'm pretty sure I just saw enemy activity for a second there. Guys, what?
So it looks like XCOM, it smells like XCOM, but it's not XCOM.
Right. And I feel like if they don't rapidly change their game, they're gonna get sued. I mean, it's an interesting concept, right? Like a noir XCOM style game where you deploy squads across the world. I didn't think they'd actually steal the code for XCOM and make that game.
Well,
Now,
if they make better bases, I'm going to be all for it.
Now, to be fair, the world screen looked a lot cooler. I saw a lot of little like almost Google Maps style like tags, and I saw a lot of like air traffic. So it looks like there's more of a world simulation going on, so that I like. I never liked how board gamey XCOM felt.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of shitty. So apparently the journalists at Vice News don't understand the concept of shock horror.
Yes. The game we are talking about right now is
Agony.
Agony, yes. And it started as a Kickstarter, and they said in their Kickstarter that they are going to make a no holds bars revolting game. And they got funded. They made the game. It's not a very good game, but they did deliver on the shock horror. They made hell actually disgusting and unappealing and bad, right? And some people are surprised that the hell is a bad place to be at.
And probably the most ironic part here is I wouldn't be surprised if the dude that has written this long Vice article about this is a Christian, because if he believes this place is real, he should understand that it is not a good place. Like, that's like if I was to put you in the fucking elemental plane of water, like, oh, Robbie,
It's wet in here.
Why is there so much water here? Where's all the land?
Yes. This plane is wet. Why? It's not pleasant. I don't want to be here. No shit, Sherlock.
Though, to be fair, I'm pretty sure the elemental plane of water is where all of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies are taking place.
No, there is land in those movies. A little bit.
I don't think they ever go to the mainland, though.
They're usually on the islands.
Because I think they somehow managed to make like 20 fucking movies where they never hit any major continent.
No. I don't think they do. However, there was the Pirates of the Caribbean and the Fountain of Youth. And I think they go to Florida there.
Oh. Anywho, so this journalist is complaining that the scenery is disgusting, the demons are disgusting, there's a lot of sexual references, but something that comes up a lot in this Vice News piece is that the game is putting down women.
Yeah, it's misogynistic.
It's misogynistic. It's about domination of women. Now, the other funny thing is they call it a power fantasy. Now, I'm not gonna put any more than this screenshot up about this game because that's how you get pulled down.
Yeah, we need to be decent and kid friendly, so we're going to show you this picture of a game about hell.
Yeah. And you better fucking like it. So the deal with this game is you're in hell and you're trying to hide from the demons and such who will rip you apart, and there's a lot of like souls of people that are like trapped in the walls, and they all say really unnerving shit.
Yep.
And a lot of it is crude and sexual and
yeah, hell is disgusting. And lust is one of the 7 deadly sins.
Because that was part of the whole deal about why lust is in there. It's all about keeping the population more or less unaware of what's out there. Like you have to form your union of Christians, and if you don't, you're evil, because
Yeah.
all sex that isn't Christian is evil, and so that's what's depicted in the game. Because all the stuff they say is unwarranted sexual advances, which, if you're Christian, is apparently something you have to kill them over. So,
Yeah.
there you go. What do you expect out of crazy
But
people?
it is okay. But it is okay to rape women that are not of your tribe or something like that.
Oh
right?
yeah, the Bible commands you to do it. You have to do it.
Yeah. I love how double-sided Bible is. But
It's a bunch of contradictions.
yeah, the God is both infallible and fallible and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and that's its own separate like conundrum, because in order to get into hell, you have to essentially prove God wrong by not being a perfect little soldier, and if he's infallible, then that shouldn't be possible. Why would he have to create a place for these people if it's impossible?
Yeah. It's basically how the God rolls, I guess. And so,
if you ever needed more evidence of a shitty boss, there you go.
but returning to the article, the journalist here on display is somehow confounded by the fact that there are clear imagery of womanhood being assaulted, being somehow damaged, right? But when that happens to men in video games, no one gives a fuck, right? So there's a bit of a double standard there.
The headline is Agony. A game about dehumanizing women isn't just bad, it's toxic.
Yeah, and
which, by the way, toxic is the new way to has been the new way to say troll. Like, we used to call each other troll, and then it lost all meaning. So now we say toxic.
No. Toxic actually directly ties into what it's called in liberal, not in liberal circles, but in like feminist circles. It directly references the toxic masculinity. It's specifically about maleness. Maleness as a whole is toxic. Any display of sexuality for the pleasure of a male is toxic. Any form of masculine displays are toxic. Everything is, if it's bad for, if it shows women in any kind of way that is not as perfect damsels that can do whatever the fuck they want without any help of a man, then it's toxic.
Yeah, and so the thing here is that the entire article is just him recounting other games that are bad and lumping Agony in the same boat. Because, I don't know, there's this fascination with putting these games down as if they're hurting someone. Like, yes, Agony isn't that good of a game. Shocker. Like, it's more of a statement than anything else. If anything, you should hate it because it proves that what you believe is stupid.
Yeah. You should also hate Agony because it's a bad game. I've heard that there's a lot of issues with AI. There are issues with...
Well, the funny thing is the article mentions the bad AI, but he just says bad AI and expects us to instantly know what he means.
Yeah, I hate the proportions of the article because it's like 95% politics and 5% review.
Yeah. Like, every now and then there's a paragraph that says, I don't like the game because of this and this and that. And I go, okay, well, those are some some actual reasons. And then he starts yammering on about, oh, and then Hatred was a game that was released. I was like, which game are you reviewing? He also seemed to be surprised that the features list talks about the features of the game. But enough about how this guy doesn't know how to review games. It's on to answers that nobody wanted as we cruise forward. Argent Lie says that I miss 3.5e. I started out playing 3.5e years ago, skipped 4e due to not liking the direction the game was taking. After 5e came out, my group gradually transitioned over because it's more streamlined and less bookkeeping. And they're right, it is. I've enjoyed playing and using 5e for the most part. But there's part of me that dearly misses 3.5e and having dozens of supplemental materials. The fact that I could create a character idea and then build it exactly how I wanted was one of the big draws for me. Sure, the quasi-lycanthrope, Warbuck, thing, do didn't look pretty on paper, but played how I wanted. I know it's gone, and still play. It's just they have moved on. And these people are friends. I enjoy hanging out and playing D&D. I am not going to dump them because they do not want to play 3.5e.
By the way, grammar as in article. Not change at all.
To be fair, I added a lot of that.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
I had an artistic near the end, my voice started to hurt, so I just tried to breeze the fuck through it.
I see. So the gist is that the guy does not enjoy the 5e and wants the 3.5e.
Right. Well, he doesn't understand that nothing is stopping him from doing what he wants to do.
Yeah, that's basically my point. The 3.5e books did not just disappear. They are still there. You can still use them. And you can still find a group that wants to play 3.5e because they are just as rabid as you are about it.
Well, no. What I'm getting at is that 5e and 3.5, they're just balanced differently. That's the difference, because there's still OGL for both editions. He's acting as if OGL hasn't been out for like a year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's able to do what he wants to do. It's just there's a different system for it now.
Yeah. To be fair, a lot of people have this issue where they just don't want to learn a new thing, right. And until they learn it, they don't really know if that it exists, right? And what you can do with it.
Right. They don't get it.
Yep.
Because there's... It's like there was a guy the other day that was talking about how he wanted to make weapons like big and oversized, and so that clearly means they have to do more damage. Like
yeah, my Buster Sword is definitely going to be better than your rapier.
It's I don't understand this logic of how if we say something is this way, it clearly means it has to do this in the game. Like that's What happened to cosmetics, for fuck's sake?
I guess people need more.
Like, they're trying to reward themselves for coming up with a good idea.
Yeah,
And it's not really necessary.
pretty much.
But that's our show.
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining us.
We regrooved forward and produced Deaths of Gaming.